Auburn fans, and welcome to Finn's Auburn Breakdown, Episode 2. Today I'm going to be talking about Auburn versus ULM, Kent State, and North Alabama in basketball and football. Today I'm here with Mitchell Swanson once again. Back to have you.
Finn, thank you for having me.
We're excited. Now, Auburn versus ULM, we got to win.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing.
Absolutely.
Your score prediction was pretty close. 49-3 was your score prediction. 48-14. I don't think they should have gotten that last touchdown.
No.
Though in the game, we did see Cam Coleman score more touchdowns than he scored all season. 3 touchdowns from him, 1 massive one-handed catch in the end zone, which was insane.
Yeah.
And then we also saw Peyton Thorne actually have a good showing. He threw, I think, for, 286 yards, 22 for 32. I think he had a good game. What did you see so far?
Definitely from Peyton Thorne. He definitely had a good showing. Hopefully he keeps it up, playing in the coming weeks against Texas A&M and Alabama. 2 huge games for us.
Big games there.
But the main guy I really want to talk about is Cam Coleman. I mean, you had career high receptions, I believe a career high receiving yards, if I'm not wrong, and then 3 touchdowns. Massive one-hand grab, as you said, in the end zone, which was crazy.
Definitely.
I mean, Cam Coleman is kind of one of those dudes that we tried to rely on early in the season. He's a freshman, obviously, so he got some freshman jitters, dropping the ball, being a little inconsistent at times. But this game, he really showed, he really was a breakout star. Hopefully he can continue playing against A&M, especially A&M, since he was committed there before he flipped to Auburn. And then especially in the Iron Bowl against Alabama. But yeah, Cam Coleman is the star from that game. And then even KLS, Keandre Lambert-Smith, had a great game.
He's been very consistent so far.
Absolutely.
Our best receiver, I'd say, so far this year. I think overall Cam Coleman, but he's been a bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
Transferred from Penn State. I just think he's been playing incredible.
Yeah. And then Rivaldo Fairweather as well. He's one of those guys who, we haven't looked for much this season, but he's always there. He's always open. He's always reliable.
Guy on the cover there.
Absolutely. And I really wish we would throw it to him more because, he's such a big target, and he catches, every single thing thrown his way.
Definitely.
And he has big, strong hands. So, I think in the next coming weeks, we'll look more to Rivaldo Fairweather, Cam Coleman, even Malcolm Simmons.
Yeah.
In throwing in the passing game. But, another thing we need to do is give the ball to Jarquez. Give the ball to Jarquez. We need to mix Jeremiah Cobb in that rotation, and then, get Damari Alston some snaps as well.
So it looks like for rushing, we have Jarquez leading with 102. Our only rushing touchdown has been Damari, like you were saying. I overall think it was an amazing game, great showing. We got another win on our record.
Absolutely.
Hosting Texas A&M this Saturday. Score predictions there. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the upset here. I think Auburn knocks off Texas A&M. It'll be a close one. I think it's going to be 34-31. Auburn's going to come out on top. It is a night game at home.
Night game.
The jungle, it's loud. And, having almost full stands against ULM, but, the game got boring fast, so everyone was headed out at halftime. But, huge game here. This could get us to bowl eligibility. And then with the Bama win, we make a bowl game. That's kind of the biggest thing I think Hugh Freeze is focusing on here is getting to a bowl game, giving his guys another chance to play some more football, an extra week of football. And, huge game against A&M. Huge.
It's going to be a tall order to beat Bama at Bama, to beat Texas A&M at home, though I do think it's possible.
Absolutely.
I do think there's definitely a shot.
Yeah.
Moving on to basketball, we did see 2 games this week, 2 amazing games in my opinion. 56-79 against Kent State. I saw an amazing game there. We saw Chaney Johnson go crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All those dunks from Chaney.
Chaney Johnson was one of those dudes who was kind of quieter last year. He was kind of a quiet transfer from, I believe, UAH.
Yep.
And, he had 18 points, which is insane. He got 29 minutes, which, you never see Chaney Johnson gets 29 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's still because of the plane fight that we still had Ja'Kai Howard and Turtle on the bench.
Absolutely. And, Chaney Johnson has really elevated into his role as, a solid player and a player who you can just throw in there and tell him to go anywhere, and he'll do it, and he'll score and make plays. And then another person is Janai Broome. Janai Broome is consistently putting up 18 to 20 points a game, putting up 30 points. You just can't stop him offensively and defensively. He's so long and he's so tall. Janai Broome is just the best center maybe in college basketball right now.
Speaking of Janai Broome, the Ken Palm rankings has Auburn at number 1. They also have a player ranking system where Janai Broome is currently sitting at number 1.
Yeah.
And we saw the play against North Alabama, which is the next game we're going to be talking about. Janai Broome is putting up Zach Edey numbers from last year. 17 rebounds, 30 points.
I mean,
that is incredible.
There's really no way you can fully stop Janai Broome. I mean, even in the games we've lost last year, there was really no way to stop him. He was either a force on offense or a force on defense.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really negate either one. So, I mean, looking at this North Alabama game, getting the huge win, 102-69. You had Janai Broome, as you said, 30 points, 17 rebounds. But then you also had people like Miles Kelly and Denver Jones getting in there, getting 12, 13 points, and then Chad Baker-Mazzara also getting 12 points. CBM, I'm expecting big things out of him.
Yeah.
And then
CBM, I definitely think he's going to have a good showing this year, especially in SEC play.
100%. Unfortunately, he got ejected from the Yale game last tournament. But then with winning these games, you get your walk-on players some playing experience against obviously smaller schools, but you still get them in there. And two plays in a row. Man, I mentioned one walk-on hit his first shot,
Presley
the corner three. Yeah, Presley Patterson. Three. And then you had I can't remember his name. I'm blanking on his name, but he just went up and shot the three, and he made it first shot.
Yeah, C.J. Williams. Yeah. And then we did have, I think it was Mushalek throw an alley-oop to Dylan Cardwell to end the game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another person, Dylan Cardwell. Dylan Cardwell, he's just a force. Once he gets that crowd hyped up, he's the juice man.
You will see him play in the crowd.
Yeah, he is the juice man on that basketball team. And from right now, from the way that Auburn's looking, I don't think we lose a single home game this year.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a tall order to beat Auburn at home, especially now that we're number 4 in the AP polls, number 1 in the KenPom, number 5 in the net.
Yeah.
I think that we have a shot at finishing number 1 because we don't play Iowa State for a good bit December 3rd.
100%.
That's the time for teams like Kansas, Gonzaga, Purdue, for them to all take some losses and get us to jump up. Do you think that we'll reach 2-3-1 by the end of the Iowa State game?
Absolutely. As you said, the Maui Invitational we play. We start off with Iowa State. And if we win up against Iowa State, we have a chance to play UNC. And then if we beat UNC, it's all UConn. And that is huge to beat those 3 teams. Number 5, number 2, and I believe number 10.
Yeah.
As of right now. That's a tall order, and that's a tough schedule.
Yeah, UNC and UConn, and then we got Duke and Purdue.
Right after.
Iowa State. That is a tough lineup.
And then, even looking at SEC play, you play Bama twice.
Tennessee.
Yeah, you also play Tennessee. You also play Kentucky. I mean, when you look at Auburn's strength of schedule, it has to be number 1.
Yeah, I looked at Bama's schedule. They're playing, I think, 5 or 8 teams in a row.
Yeah.
They got Rutgers, a couple others I know. We're also playing Ohio State. They're pretty borderline. I definitely think that they'll show up in the rankings eventually.
100%.
Yep. All right, that is it. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to be on the podcast, make sure to email the email on the screen with your St. Michael domain. Mitchell, great to have you on the podcast.
Thank you, Ben.
And we'll see you next time.